everyone, Doc in the Box here for Temple of Geek with your Doctor Who review of The Woman Who Fell to Earth. The very first episode of Series 11, and oh my gosh, let me just be the first to say, or let me just say for myself, should I say, I am glad to have Doctor Who back. We have been on a break for way too long. We've wanted Who, we've needed Who, we've been addicted to Who, we've been going through withdrawals, and we finally have our show back. Baby, you've come home, and we have welcomed it with open arms. And on that note, let me just say, we have a whole new ensemble to this show. New showrunner, new music director, new doctor, new cast, new screwdriver, new TARDIS. Everything is new. Anything can happen in the show, new monsters even. Everything is just brand new. It is like a whole new show, but not at the same time. Jodie Whittaker walked into the role as the Doctor, and let me just say, she owned the Doctor. The second she came down through that train, she was the Doctor. Everything she did, everything she acted, everything that she said, you can just tell that she was a Doctor. Her presence was on point. And even the writing was on point too. There was a lot of things that Jodie said that I could see 10 saying, or 11 saying, or 12 would say this line, and you can hear the different Doctors echoing throughout Jodie's performance. And I thought that was really cool. Now something like that might be weeded out and they might move on from that as a show goes on and Jodie gets used to the role and they get used to writing for Jodie as a Doctor, kind of like how Series 9 was with Capaldi, where he just became his own Doctor in a sense and owned the role even more so than he did in Series 11. But for right now, I thought that was a really good way to start out the show. I mean, the Doctor is newly regenerated, just trying to figure out who she is, doesn't know how she's going to act or how she's going to react or who she wants to be, and it makes sense to have echoes of the past leaking out. And I thought that was, I don't know if it was intentional or not, but I thought it was a good homage to Doctor Who in general. The rest of the cast was just wonderful as well. Graham was perfect. Ryan was perfect. Yaz was perfect. Grace was, oh my gosh, Grace. I need me some more Grace in my life because I ship her and Graham so hard. Unfortunately, we know what happens to Grace, and things happen. We lose people that we like. I really loved her character, but I had a feeling that something was going to happen early on because obviously it's only the 3 companions and the 4-person TARDIS team. And with how active she was and how amped she was with all the excitement, I kind of felt like something unfortunate would happen to her. Graham and Grace kind of reminded me of an older Amy and Rory even. Graham being Rory and obviously Grace being Amy, but it was really cool to see like almost like a family unit in the show and now being on the TARDIS, even though it was unintentional, which is something kind of new as well, because we had Donna on the TARDIS unintentionally for the Christmas special, but then later on she was welcomed on board. Usually everyone's welcomed, where in this case they just kind of got, I guess, kidnapped. Overall, I'm just gonna say my feelings. I really enjoyed the show. I thought it was a very strong opening for a new season, for a new cast, for a new showrunner, for everything in general. I didn't get to hear or see the opening theme. If you watched it in America like I did, it just started off. There was no opening theme. I didn't even see the ending credits, and there were about 45 minutes of commercials, which was very frustrating. But you know, when you want something and that's the only way you get it, then that's what you got to do. Going back to the show itself, I thought it was a very good show. It was probably one of my favorite opening episodes for a Doctor. There were, I'm going to admit, 10s wasn't the most interesting up until the end. 12s, as much as I loved Capaldi in that role and I thought he owned it, I thought that episode was a little on the weaker side. 11 had a very fun, campy, and interesting episode, but now we have 13 in here who just has this terrific story that was just full of action, humor, and suspense. Very suspenseful. and it just captivated me the entire time. I was worried about the new music direction with the show. I didn't know if it was going to feel the same. It does feel like Doctor Who. It does seem a little darker. It does seem a little more Torchwood or X-Files-ish, but honestly, that's okay. I'm okay with that because it still holds the heart of Doctor Who. Overall, I really liked the episode. I really enjoyed the cast. I really like the screwdriver. I thought it was weird that it was made herself and not an extension of the TARDIS as it was in previous New Who, but it's still cool that we have a doctor that builds things, that is self-reliant, that can do things on her own. We have had doctors like that before. A lot of doctors pull that out whenever they need to, but I thought it was a really cool thing, and I like to see that carry on throughout the show. Maybe 13 being an inventor, kind of like how 10 had like all the gadgets and things like that. And actually, you know, a lot of doctors did that because 12 did some stuff too. Overall, I really liked the episode. I really enjoyed what's going on. The monster was very creepy, very cool, very weird. If someone pitched that idea to me in a meeting room, I would have laughed in their face. But the way it looked, the way it was done, the way they did the makeup and the way the dude acted, because I'm sorry, I don't remember the dude who played Tim Shaw, but it was the whole episode was good all around. I really enjoyed this episode. There were some things you can pick at here and there. I thought there were some minor things that you can pick at, but I'm not even going to go into that because they were so small that it wasn't something that I'm going to look back at and be like, man, they should have done something better there. It was a very pleasing episode to me overall. Is 13 going to be my doctor? I don't know. I don't think so because I have such a huge connection to 12, but that's okay because I still love the show and I think Jodie just rocked it. She might not be my doctor, but she definitely is the doctor, and you can tell. Anyway, that was basically that's basically all I have to say for right now. Still getting used to the format of trying to run this recap. I'm going to be doing them for each episode for Temple of Geek. So please tell us what you think. Please comment below. Subscribe to us. Hit our likes. Hit our notifications. Email us. Page us. Beep us. Whatever you want to do. Let us know what you think of the episode and what you liked and disliked. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next week.
Like this video? Go ahead and hit that like button, and while you're there, go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any future videos that are released by Temple of Geek. Also, head over to templeofgeek.com to find all sorts of content related to the world of geek.